Hey guys, and welcome to the JTO channel. And this is your match review of Manchester City 3, Chelsea 1. Goals courtesy coming from Madueke in the first 3 minutes of the game. And then City, Haaland, Foden, and Gvardiol get the goals that sealed them the win. And that takes Manchester City ahead of Chelsea in the Premier League table, as Chelsea are now 6th in the Premier League, and Manchester City are now 4th in the Premier League. The last time I made a video on Chelsea, there was talk of a title race. To even think that people had us in those sorts of conversations, you make me sick. I feel sick. And funnily enough, ever since the last video I made on this club, which was our loss to Fulham, we've been on an awful run. We're winless in 4 of our last 5 Premier League games since the Fulham loss. Lost to Ipswich, lost today, drew to Bournemouth, drew to Palace, and obviously we beat Wolverhampton Wanderers. Before I get started, I'd like to say I'm sorry for the lack of content over the past month or so. My ass has been busy as hell. But I'm hoping with a little bit more time ahead that I can be consistent and make videos for you guys and talk about my beloved Chelsea. And there's a lot to unpack today. And there's going to be a lot to unpack over the next couple days about this club. Because like I said, ever since my last video, we've been absolutely awful. We've been absolutely terrible. And today, despite it being against Manchester City, normally when you lose 3-1 at the Etihad, it's not say normal, but it's something you take on the chin, you move on. It's Man City, 4-time Premier League champions. They've won 4 in a row. But we've all watched Manchester City this season. They've been absolutely pathetic. They've been shocking. They look finished. They look done out of here for this season. They brought that Kozanov guy at the back. They brought in Mamouche. They brought in Reece. You know what that is? That is Manchester City doing what's necessary when they face problems. What do Chelsea do when they face problems? Absolutely nothing. So before we really get into it, I do apologize for the lack of content. There's going to be a lot said in today's video and in other videos I'm going to make over the next few days because some truths need to be spoken about. But if you do enjoy this video, obviously do like, comment, subscribe. I'm certainly not going to enjoy this video. So that's that. And yeah, let's just get into it. Today was absolutely pathetic. You have the chance, Chelsea Football Club, to go to an away ground of one of the big 6 and win. That isn't Tottenham, because we always beat Tottenham. I don't even count Tottenham at this point. I saw a stat that made me want to jump off a cliff. That ever since these new owners have come in, we have not beaten Liverpool, Arsenal, or Manchester City. Every other team, we're the only team of the 17 teams that have managed to stay in the Premier League for at least 2 to 3 years that have not got a single win against Manchester City since these owners have come in. We've picked up the least points out of every team that has played Man City, Liverpool and Arsenal at least 3 times or 4 times at least over the past 3 years that these owners have been here. Manchester City look leggy, they look tired, they look finished. Today was a chance to show a bit of mentality, show a bit of cojones, show your quality, show the world what you're about. And these players and this manager fucked it. They fucked it. And there's so many things I want to get into, and I'm that angry that I don't even know if I'm going to be able to get through everything I want to get through in today's video, and I'm not sure I'm going to get through all my points. And this is going to be a freestyle video. It's not going to be the way I do it, in which I normally go through the lineups and the tactics and the whole shebang and how the game went. This is going to be a more in general standpoint about the state that we're in. Obviously, I'm going to talk about the game, of course, but there's some home truths that need to be said today. And I'm going to start with the manager. This manager's persistence on Robert Sanchez needs to stop yesterday. I've not listened to his press conference yet. I've not seen his quotes on my timeline yet, online. But if I see this manager defend this goalkeeper again, I'm going to start. I'm not going to turn on him. I'm not going to say Maresca out. But I'm going to start looking at him a little bit differently here. Because this gimmick is starting to piss me off. And the reason why I'm like this is because Robert Sanchez is not a good goalkeeper, guys. He makes at least one mistake every single game. Guys, there's not been a game this season where he has not made a mistake. He's made a mistake in every single game. Every game you could think of that we played this season, he has made a mistake. And what does this manager keep doing? Every time a reporter asks him about Robert Sanchez in the press conference, every single time he's defending him. He's saying, oh, but how many times has he saved us? Oh, but keepers make mistakes. Oh, but to an extent, it's my fault because I ask him to play with the ball with his feet. Bruv, we all know he's not good on the ball. This guy, this guy's decision making in general as a goalkeeper is below par. How he is at Chelsea Football Club is beyond me. How Jorgensen can't get a chance, can't get a run of games is beyond me. Just so we can see how good he is. Look at our next 5 Premier League games. We've got West Ham. We've got Aston Villa in there. I think we've got Leicester City in there. I think we've got... Who else is there? West Ham, Leicester City. Flipping... I don't know. I've forgotten. My head's gone. To be honest with you. I had the teams in my head and now my head's gone. Regardless, we have a pretty okay run until Arsenal. A run of games that we should win. If I don't see Jorgensen in goal, I'm going to crash out beyond belief. And the reason why I'm this annoyed is because the other day, Maresca had the audacity to say, yeah, Robert Sanchez has made 4 mistakes that have led to goals. But he decided to throw some of our players under the bus to defend this guy. He was talking about Moises Caicedo, saying, how many times has Moises Caicedo lost the ball? You're throwing our player of the season under the bus. Are you sick? Throwing Caicedo under the bus. The man that has been running midfields on his own for the most part of the season. The man that we've been running to the ground because we've got no backups for him because Lavio's always damn injured. You throw Nicholas Jackson under the bus because he's missing chances. You throw Noni under the bus because he doesn't put a cross in. And you've thrown him under the bus a couple of times. But Robert Sanchez, let me defend Robert Sanchez. Yes, Robert Sanchez, he's my goalkeeper. Robert Sanchez. Oh, he makes mistakes, but we all make mistakes. Oh, but what about this player? No. Let me tell you lot something right now. I tweeted something earlier in the season. I said this goalkeeper will be the difference as to whether we make top 4 or not. And based on the run that we've just gone on, losing today, drawing to Bournemouth, drawing to Palace, losing to fucking Ipswich, losing to Fulham at home, drawing to Everton. 6 of our last 7 Premier League games, we've dropped points. We're not making top 4, guys. We're not making top 4, guys. It's done. It is done. Man City are finished for the season. But considering the bad run they had, 9 of 11, there were losses, I think, I'm pretty sure. They went winless in 9 out of 11. Huh. They're not going to get that worse again. They'll get better as the season goes on. Not enough to challenge for the league, but enough to make top 4. Newcastle have Isak up top and have been on a good run by the Bournemouth loss. Bournemouth look fucking good right now. Nottingham Forest look good right now, even though they got battered today. And Arsenal are definitely making top 4. If Villa win tomorrow, they're a point behind us. And where are they in the league? They're 8th in the league. This performance today was disgusting. These players had a chance to show themselves what they were capable of. I feel sorry for some of them as well, you know. I feel sorry for Caicedo, who's been running to the ground. Because this football club, and you know what? You know what's mad as well, guys? These sporting directors, and I'm going to make a video about this whole transfer window stuff. I'm going to make a whole video on it. And these flipping sporting directors. Because let me tell you something. They need to be sacked. ASAP. I've had enough. They're going to look at that game today in Manchester. And guess where they're going to go? They're going to go to Old Trafford and they're going to negotiate for Garnacho. Fucking Alejandro Garnacho. Are they trying to piss me off? Garnacho. They'll look at that game today, guys, and they'll think Garnacho is the answer. When we need a striker that's capable of taking Jackson's place. We need midfielders to cover for Enzo Fernandez and Moises Caicedo because we've been running those two into the ground. That's why Enzo didn't play against Wolves. Because he's probably fatigued, he's probably tired that he picked up a little knock. Caicedo, if we're not careful, he's going to pick up an injury too. They look at that game and they don't bother in trying to get a centre-back that can lead the back line and help out Levi Colwill, help out Trevor Chalobah, help out Wesley Fofana. They look at that game and they think to themselves, we're going to keep propping this shit goalkeeper. And we don't need a goalkeeper. And we're going to keep defending him. But it's a winger you want. And the worst thing is, the wingers were terrible today. Sancho was shit today. Madueke, how did he play 90 minutes? Neto has been crap for months. That's the worst thing about it as well. In ways, they'll feel justified in going to get a winger. Because our wingers are not scoring enough goals. They're not contributing enough in terms of GA. But to be honest, they're the least of our problems. The wingers are the least of our problems. Strikers a bigger issue. Midfield depth's a bigger issue because Lavio's always injured. We have no world-class centre-backs. We have a shit goalkeeper. But it's a fucking winger they want. Garnacho for 60 million. Look at that game today. I'm absolutely fuming. I'm at the boiling point with this team now and this manager as well because he's making comments that don't make sense. He's defending the wrong players. Tactically, shocking today. Why is he playing a high line? We all saw the PSG game against Manchester City. There's two things PSG did and there's two reasons they won that game. One, they didn't let Man City control the game. They didn't let Man City dominate the ball. We let Man City dominate the ball. Now, as much as Man City look tired, they look old, they look leggy, these men are still technicians. Kovacic is still a technician. Gundogan is still a technician. Bernardo Silva is still a technician. Phil Foden. 3 of them may not have the legs to run for 90 minutes, but they're technicians. And you don't let them have the ball as much as we did because they have quality. And when we play a high line, you're allowing Haaland to run in behind. You're allowing Foden to run in behind. You're allowing Guvardio to run in behind. You're allowing Nunes to run in behind. You're allowing Mamouche to run in behind. And we played our offside line pretty well. They were offside many times. But eventually, they were going to get it right. Because they have quality players. But no, let's play a high line. Did PSG play a high line? No, they didn't. They didn't do that, and they didn't let Man City control the game. We did both those things, and no wonder Man City won today. They looked brilliant. And in fact, they weren't even brilliant. They were crap today as well. But we are just as bad, aren't we, at the moment? Because some of our players are leggy. Some of our players are shit. This manager, his game management's worse. His lineups are getting worse. His tactics are getting worse as the day goes on. He's making comments today about when he originally met the club, he was expecting top 4 next season. As in, next season, they were expecting him to make top 4, and then they were expecting a title challenge the season after. That's why he was saying at the beginning of the season, oh, when I met the owners, they didn't expect me to make top 4 this season. Well, you better make top 4 this season. And if he doesn't make top 4, don't get it twisted. I'm not going to say Maresca out. No way. But these sporting directors need to get sacked. They need to get sacked, bro. Because the state of the squad right now is in the gutter. We may have a C team for the Conference League. But in terms of Premier League, this squad is in the gutter, bro. In the gutter. The squad planning is awful. We're buying players that we're getting rid of 6 months later. Vega, gone. João Felix, linked with a move away. Dewsbury Hall, gonna be gone soon. Mark Gu probably get a loan. Who else did we buy? Tosin, he'll probably go. We have 3 number 10s at the club. Nkunku, Palmer, Felix. Nkunku will probably go. What did he do today when he came on? He was pathetic when he came on, by the way. And you know what the worst thing is? He had to come on. Because Jackson put in one of the worst games I've seen him put in a Chelsea shirt. And despite Jackson putting in one of the worst games I've seen of him in a Chelsea shirt, I low-key still didn't want him to come off. Because our options are not there. He doesn't trust Mark Gu, so what's the point of even counting him? And he keeps putting Nkunku up front, even though he said publicly, Nkunku's not a striker. But you keep putting him up front. Palmer today, awful. Shocking. I'm not going to go in on Enzo or Caicedo because at the end of the day, we're running those two into the ground, bro. We've got no cover for them. Those two can't rest, especially Caicedo. And if this club's not careful, if this club do not get a midfielder in this fucking window, Caicedo will get a bad injury, I'm telling you right now. It's coming soon. The defence, awful today. First time Reece James was getting spun a little bit. Cucurella, poor for the second goal. But so was Robert Sanchez, but not surprised with him. Madueke plays the team, plays Nunes onside for the second goal. I mean, the first goal, actually. That was the first goal I'm talking about. The second goal, Erling Haaland, Robert Sanchez. I mean, what's he thinking? Like, deep it. What's he actually thinking in that moment? What's he thinking? And then the third goal, Trevor Chalobah going towards the ball when Foden's making a run off the striker and Levi Cole was on Haaland. Poor from him. Overall, shit show. The players bottled it. The manager bottled it. But the overall problem, the reason why we are in these problems, the ultimate reason why we've been playing this badly, the ultimate reason why we have these issues in regards to injuries, in regards to Maresca not trusting players like Felix and Mark Gu and Dewsbury Hall and Renato Vega, and continuing to play Christopher Nkunku up front, even though he said Nkunku's not a striker. the reason for all these things, for all these problems that we've been having ever since the win against Brentford, the reason why we've been winless in 6 out of our 7 Premier League games, yeah, it all circles back. It all comes back to these sporting directors. And if they're not sacked by the time next season starts, I'm gonna start looking at these owners as well as a fucking issue too. Because these owners trusted these sporting directors. They brought in these sporting directors. They trusted these sporting directors with the fucking planning of the squad. And when we was playing well and changing the whole team for the Conference League and when everyone was fit, they got praise. Now when shit hits the fan, what are they going to do about it? Absolutely nothing. Instead, they want to bring in Alejandro Garnacho for £60 million. Bruv, if they bring that brother in, yeah, I'm going to crash out more than you can believe. They're getting rid of players that we brought in 6 months ago. They're refusing to address the biggest problems in our team, like midfield and striker and goalkeeper. But don't worry, there's fans that are going to back this and call it elite recruitment. Elite recruitment. That squad looks like elite recruitment to you. You lot make me sick, bro. Making signings for PSR and stuff like that. I'm fuming. This is deeper than today's game, bro. We've got massive problems. And we're not going to make top 4 now. Trust me. We're going to drop points within the next 5 games. Realistically, the next 5 games should all be wins. But we're not going to win all 5, unfortunately. So because of that, top 4 is done. Because I looked at the next 5 and I'm pretty sure they're pretty good fixtures. I said West Ham are in there. Leicester City are in there. Brighton are in there. So Leicester City, Brighton, West Ham, Aston Villa are in there. And there's another team in there. Because guys, if we drop points within the next 5 games, do you know the teams we have to face after the next 5 teams in the Prem? We have to go to Arsenal away. We've obviously got Tottenham at home, but we always beat Tottenham at home. So whatever. But Arsenal away. You know we've got to go to Newcastle away. You know we have to go to Fulham away, who have been good this season. You know we have to play Liverpool at home. We know we have to go to Forest away, last game of the season, when they'll probably be in a position where they could get Champions League football. Teams that we've dropped points against have to come to the bridge like Everton. David Moyes, new manager. But yeah, elite recruitment. We finished 6th last season on the Poch, and I still asked for a sacking. We could genuinely finish below 6th. And considering the start we had to the season, heads have to be chopped. If that's the case, we better make top 4 this season by hook or by crook. We better somehow be playing Champions League football come winter of this year. Otherwise, heads are gonna roll. Like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you guys whenever I see you guys. A lot more content is gonna come soon. But yeah, I'm fuming. Fuck these sporting directors, man. I've had enough of them.